I'd like to say something that I've prepared tonight.
Right. On.
Hello. How about that ride in? I guess that's why they call it Sin City. You guys might not know this, but I consider myself a bit of a loner. I tend to think of myself as a one-man wolf pack. But when my sister brought Doug home, I knew he was one of my own. And my wolf pack, it grew by one. So there were two of us in the wolf pack. I was alone first in the pack, and then Doug joined in later. And 6 months ago, when Doug introduced me to you guys, I thought, wait a second, could it be? And now I know for sure, I just added 2 more guys to my wolf pack.
All right.
4 of us wolves running around the desert together in Las Vegas, looking for strippers and cocaine. So tonight, I make a toast.
What do you got there?
Oh,
Wolf of Fantasy Sports back with the DFS Wolfpack, getting you right for the NFL Week 9. Looking at DraftKings player pricing. About to hit up the DFS Outlier. I'm gonna get my right hand on the phone.
Hello.
Outlier,
What do you want?
DFS Wolfpack. What's going on?
Same shit, different day.
Alright, you ready to do the rundown?
Yeah, go.
Alright, man. So, looking at the quarterback, and I'm going to look at some Vegas lines. Who do you like up top at the quarterback position? You got Dak, Wilson, Breeze, and Matt Ryan. We're going to say, and Alex Smith. That's up top.
Shit. I don't remember anything we talked about earlier.
Okay, we're going off, I'll break it down. We're going off of DraftKings player pricing. We'll leave FanDuel out of it. So looking at the top quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, 7,300, Breeze, 7,000, Dak Prescott at 6,700, and Alex Smith at 6,500. That's top tier. I like
Yeah,
Wilson.
I think based on the scoring, Breeze is in the top scoring game, I believe, right?
As far as the
highest
total
total?
goes, the highest total is Dallas and Kansas City.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the highest total, Dallas and Kansas City. Oh, yeah.
I would have sworn. Did they did it?
You got Dallas at +3 at 28, Kansas City at 25. And then if you look at New Orleans, they're at 29, and the Bucks at 22. So the Bucks versus Saints come in second as far as high total. I mean, they're fairly close. They're right next to each other. Those are the 2 high total games on the slate.
All right, I'm looking for.
That's why I'm throwing Alex Smith into the top tier as far as quarterback.
Well, yeah, he belongs in the top tier. There's no doubt about that. It's just, I mean, you got Russell Wilson, you got Drew Brees, and you got Alex Smith?
Yeah, you got Dak, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, and Alex Smith. And then if you look on the other side, you got Winston's in play at 5,800. It's just, he lit up the Bills for 300-plus yards.
Yeah, but with his shoulder issues, I don't trust him to. He's a wait and see for me. I don't. One good hit and he's out of the game.
Yeah, GPP play, high risk, could be high reward. So you got to look at that.
Yeah, but it's a little too risky for me to go there, I think.
No, I got you. I'm with you on that. I like, out of all this, with Dak and all his weapons, kind of hard not to like Dak in the high total. Him and Breeze, I would say. And then I'd rank it Dak, Breeze, Wilson. New Orleans been running the ball. That kind of concerns me. He's been dumping it off, though. Both of them are pass catchers. Both those running backs in Ingram and Kamara. So you got to like Dak and Breeze. Breeze at home in the Superdome. We haven't seen that huge game out of Breeze.
We haven't seen the breakout game at home out of Breeze, and I think this is the week for it.
Yeah, very true.
Because every season they have at least one or two where he just goes the fuck off at home, and this is a good week for him to do that.
Now, Tyrod put up 20 DraftKings points on Tampa. Had a good game. He had one touchdown. He rushed for, 40 yards? I think Breeze is good for 2 touchdowns here. Hopefully we do have that shootout game.
I'd like to see Breeze run one in, throw a couple, get 3 or 4 touchdowns.
In the Superdome. Come on, man. It's Coors Field, the NFL.
He's done it before. He did it for me last year one time.
Gotta like Breeze. So you like Breeze.
I'm putting Breeze number 1, Wilson number 2, Dak number 3. That's my.
Okay. Now, if you're doing the Millie Maker, you're rolling with Breeze, right? Say you enter
in the Millie Maker, yeah, I got to roll with Breeze in the Millie Maker.
Say you got one lineup, throwing it in the Millie, you're rolling with Breeze.
Yeah, I'm going with Breeze. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go down a tier here. We're gonna look at Matt Ryan. We're gonna look at Cam Newton, both facing off in Carolina. Looking at Jameis Winston, 5,800, risky. We talked about him. What do you like out of Newton? If you had to take one, Newton.
I got to go with Matt Ryan. I'm
with you on that. I think this slump that the Falcons are in, I think they can easily break out of this and get it right. And we've seen in the past, this matchup between the two has been gold. It's been fantasy gold. So Matt Ryan, Julio connection, maybe a little Freeman, a little Coleman, pass catchers. You gotta like it.
I'd like to see a breakout week from Julio, and this is a decent matchup for him. So, yeah, I think if you're gonna run Matt Ryan, you got to run Julio in the same lineup, definitely.
Agreed. Sanu, Matt Ryan, Julio. I like that. Okay, breaking it down a little further. Look at some other quarterbacks in this range here.
Well, I'm not really high on anybody else. Mark Ryan's about the only guy I like in that range.
I'm off Wentz. I think you agree. It's just Denver, tough matchup. I don't see him hitting any upside here. I don't see him hitting exceeded value in this matchup. Off of Mariota, Winston's risky. Could be a shootout. Could be sneaky low owned here at 5,800. I mean, if I'm looking to throw away $3,
but it's a risky play. If you're looking to throw it away on a flyer or a contrarian. What is it? Contrarian?
That's the word. Outlier.
That's the word I'm looking for. The outlier. If you're looking for an outlier, go at Winston.
Looking at Kirk Cousins in Seattle, man. He's no Watson in my eyes, and I don't think he's got the weapons.
I don't think Cousins can go there against Seattle. Seattle's good. And, yeah, they gave up some shit last week, but, I mean, it was Watson, and Watson's been hot. So, yeah, I wouldn't waste any money on Washington this week.
Now,
I might take a flyer on Vernon Davis and Reed is out, but that's about the only player I take out of that whole game, out of that whole side, out of that team.
Yeah, I could get down with that. Looking at go a little bit further down, Jared Goff at 5,500, doing mass multi-entry. If you're running 20 lineups, I'd say he's worthy of one of those spots. 5,500 versus the Giants. No Jenkins. You got Cromartie guarding the slot. He's going to be taken care of. Cooper
yeah,
Kupp.
if you're running multiple lineups, like if you're running 20, I might put him in 2. But that's about as far as I go.
Now, we both talked earlier about Brissett We like Brissett. Versus
Yeah, I like Brissett. I got Brissett. I'm playing Brissett this week.
Oh, yeah. I'm down with Brissett. I'm matching him up with Doyle. T.Y. Hilton should be the industry chalk this week. If you like those two, you gotta like Brissett because he's feeding him the ball. So Brissett's in play for us. And looking further down, I mean, we did talk about Tom Savage. We're off. We think we're taking Indy defense in a few spots.
Yeah, I think if you want to go for super contrarian, you might be able to play Osweiler, but I would stay way away from Savage. I wouldn't go there.
Okay, so you got Savage is at 4,600. You got Flacco at 4,600.
Yeah,
versus Tennessee pass defense. That is.
I know you kind of like Flacco. I'm not really going there.
Yeah, that's one of those. It's one of those little punt GPP plays. I mean, it's definitely risky. I doubt he hasn't sniffed 20 DraftKings points all year. If you look here,
he could have. There's a chance he'll put one up, but I don't think this is the week he does it.
Well, there's usually a wacko for Flacco week once per season. He's usually good for that. He hasn't topped 16 DraftKings points all season. 7, 15, negative 0.9 versus Jacksonville. 11.4, 8.5, 7.4, 11.4, 8.9. I mean, yeah, that's extreme punt play, 4,600. You're looking for that wacko Flacco breakout game nobody sees coming. That's high risk, man. Looking at Osweiler, last season he had one good game that I remember versus the Patriots. I'm sorry, it was 2 seasons ago. 2 seasons ago with Denver.
I don't hate Osweiler just because he's got to show up. He's got to show out. He's going to be trying hard because he wants that first spot. And if he screws this up, he's not going to get it.
This could be his last chance. It's make or break for him.
He's got to show something. So
they're not going to keep flip flopping between Simeon and Osweiler back and forth. This is it. This is make or break. This could define his career here. This could lead to something, or it's going to lead to nothing. So yeah, Osweiler versus the Philly pass defense. They're ranked 31st on DraftKings. I wouldn't say they're that bad. Their passing defense.
No, I think they're better than that. But I think that if he shows up, he's got the weapons to make some points. So I wouldn't be against throwing him in a lineup. I'm probably going to. I'm probably going to run him in one.
So my extreme punt play here is going to be Brissett. That's my favorite punt. And then my mid-range quarterback that I really like, I would have to say it's either between taking a risk on Winston, hoping that he's in halfway decent shape, and then Matt Ryan, breakout game. And then if I'm going to the up top here, it's going to be Dak, Wilson, and Breeze. And then I think I can't rule out Alex Smith versus Dallas pass defense. But yeah, for me it's Dak, Breeze, Wilson, and I'll determine by Sunday morning which one I like the most. Just going over my stats and my research. Look at that running back. You got Zeke the Freak. He got cleared to play. Of course, it was after Thursday night when everybody made a decision on McCoy. So
I was kind of hoping he'd be out.
Yeah, man. So you got Zeke the Freak. I think he's always in play. He gets the target. He's heavily involved in the offense. He had 32 rushing attempts last game, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 targets. Before that, 3 targets. So he's looking at about 2 to 5 targets per game. 2, 3, 2, 5. So, and then 4, 5, 5. So
now Kansas City's been pretty decent against the run this year. It is Elliott, but I think at that price, there's a chance he just barely makes value, or just like 3-4x. I think you can make more points for less money, so I'm not going there this week. I don't hate him, but I'm not going there this week. I agree with you
there. If I'm making 20 lineups, he'd probably be in 1 or 2, if that. So looking at the next man underneath.
Keep in mind, Elliott could completely go off this week. I mean, you never know with him, but I just, for the price and the matchup, I'm not going there.
I'm with you on that. The guy on the opposite side of the ball, Kareem Hunt, 8,600. They have Sean Lee, their linebacker. Kareem Hunt, he hasn't exceeded value at this price in the last, 3 games, 4 games, 5 games? I mean, he's
been right around 15, 16. Last week he had a bad game. This last week 8, I don't know what the hell happened to him week 8.
Well, it's Denver. It's Denver defense.
I mean, Denver just shut him down. They just shut him down completely.
They shut down.
But he's been.
Nothing.
I mean, the first 3 weeks of the year, week 1 he killed it. He absolutely killed it week 1, and then week 2 and week 3 he was all right. I mean, he made. I mean, he was good. Week 2 and week 3 he was good, and then week 4, 5, and 6 you're looking at 15, 16 points. So he's usable, but his price keeps creeping up, and his points are not.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's worth paying up for it this week, especially when we're looking for value.
I think you can use him if you got a value play to put next to him. But again, at 8,600, I'm probably not going to go there. But I don't hate the play.
Next, we have Fournette coming off the bye week, practiced all week in full. Didn't see no setbacks from the guy. Going up against a stout defense, rush defense from Cincinnati. This guy's heavily involved in the offense. His numbers are just incredible, especially compared to the salary each week. This week
he hasn't really had a bad week. He hasn't had a bad week. He's made enough points to pay for himself every week.
They want to keep the ball out of Bortles' hands. I don't see Bortles throwing the ball here. Cincinnati, like I said, stout defense all around.
If Cincinnati starts throwing the ball, Jacksonville's going to go off on their defense. We're going to have some. They'll hurt them.
Right. So, okay, I agree with you. Fournette's in play. I don't think he's bad. 8,400. I'm going to have, like, 20 lineups. I probably have him in 3 or 4. Easy. Looking at Todd Gurley, next on the list here.
Todd Gurley's in play every week. He's in play every week. I mean,
currently in play. This whole offense.
If you can afford him, use him.
Right on. So we agree there. Mark Ingram. You're high on Mark Ingram.
I like Mark Ingram. I know he had a couple of fumbles last week, but I think that was an outlier. I don't think that's going to be an issue coming into this week. And I like the matchup, and I like the game, and I don't know. I always like Ingram.
You're a mark for Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I'm a mark for Mark.
Looking outlier. So, if you look here, he got 18 attempts, 22 attempts, 25 attempts. Before that, 14. No more Adrian Peterson. It's pretty much a timeshare between him and Kamara. Not a committee, but a timeshare. And if you look at Kamara's attempts, he's only had 8, 9, and 10 the last 3, the 3 that matter. And as far as targets, Kamara 3-7-3 in the game with Green Bay. It was 26-17, and that was with no Rodgers, and he saw 7 targets in that game. Now, that's what worries me. I like Ingram. The fumble issue, I don't think the coach is taking it that serious. I don't think he's throwing him in the doghouse. As far as Kamara goes, if this game does tend to shoot out with Winston on the other side throwing 300-plus yards, I could see Kamara could possibly get the better of it, just due to the pass catching and whatnot. They both pass catch, though. Ingram gets his targets as well. Looking at Ingram's targets, 6, 5, and 5. So, I mean, he's right there with Kamara. He's right there. It's just pick your poison, pick your preference with these two, for the most part. But yeah, I would say Ingram. You know, a lot of people are going to jump to Kamara due to the fumbles, and
you know, if you need to save $1,000, I don't have a problem going down to Kamara. But if I can afford him, I'm using Ingram. That's just me. But I don't have an issue with Kamara either. Kamara's just as good.
Now underneath him is Freeman, 6,600. I'm not with it. He said he's 100% fine playing this week. That whole offense, I just got to see it first. I got to see it for a few weeks. I'm staying away.
I'm not going there with Freeman this week.
McCaffrey, 6,500. He's not getting the rushing attempts, but he's getting the targets. And when you get 5, 6, 7 targets and you catch 4 of them for 40 yards, he's got a floor of 8 points, I would say. If you look at his log, he's gotten double digits in all but 2 games. So out of 8 games, he's gotten double digits in all but 2. He's only seeing 4-7, 4-3, 6-4 rushing attempts. But he's getting
his
7
rushing,
targets, 9, 14, 7, 6, 11.
They're using him as a, I don't know, he's like a number 4 receiver. He's not really a running back right now. They're not running him there. He's not getting rushing yardage.
More
Which
likely,
means no running in the red zone. He's getting all his targets and all his touchdowns are all receiving.
he reminds me of Tyreek Hill a little bit with less of an upside. Due to the fact that he's getting the high volume targets and he's getting 4-7, 4 attempts.
I like McCaffrey. In the preseason, he was great. I just don't think they're really using him the way they should. I don't think you can really go there right now. Not unless, I mean, if something happens and he gets more play, yeah. But right now, I don't think you can use him. I think at that price, there's elsewhere you can go. You don't need to.
Yeah, I'm not big on him. I think he's in play at 6,500. I just don't know about how much exposure I'll roll him out there. I don't know. Not sure.
Yeah, but if you got to choose between McCaffrey and somebody else, you got to go with Kamara at that price. There's 200 left, and you get a much higher upside.
Now looking at Lamar Miller at 6,200, no Watson.
I like Miller.
You like Miller?
Yeah, because it's Houston. Savage is going to be throwing the ball.
They want to keep the ball out of his hands.
I mean, he's going to throw 2 or 3 interceptions in the first half, and then they're going to be running the ball the whole second half. So Miller's going to be on the ground running it.
They probably prefer him throwing the ball at this point. I mean, Chris Thompson. Do you have any interest in Chris Thompson? Pass catching back. They should be trailing Washington. This could be a shootout. You don't know. The Seattle defense.
Well, anything's possible, but I mean, generally, I like Chris Thompson. I use him a lot, but I'm not using him this week. And it's not because I hate to play. I just don't need to.
I'm with you on that one. I'm off him. Doug Martin for Tampa Bay. I can see them looking to run the ball due to the pass defense stepping it up in New Orleans. I can see them trying to run the ball about 20.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but I think they're going to be playing from behind, so I don't think the run game is going to be much of an issue. I think New Orleans takes the lead early and keeps it. So I think they're going to have to throw the ball if they want to keep in the game. They're going to have to. So I'm off of Martin.
Off of Martin. He's seen a few targets here and there, but it's not enough to roll him out. He's not seeing over 5, so I'm with you on that. 2 targets, 3 targets, 2 targets. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Adrian Peterson, somebody you like.
I'm still waiting to play McFadden.
Still waiting to play McFadden. You might have to wait another week, man. Looking at Adrian Peterson.
I think Adrian Peterson's a lock. If you can squeeze him in anywhere, throw him in. I think he's going to have a big game this week. I think they're going to have to use him. What else are they going to do?
I see what you're saying. You got Stanton throwing the football. He had a game where he threw 2 touchdowns to Fitz. I think Fitz and Peterson, if you take anybody from this game, it's going to be Fitz or Peterson, just without a doubt. And that's it. Fitz, Peterson. I couldn't do it.
I think if you feel the need, you could probably take Fitz and Peterson if you're willing to take a run on Stanton. If you're going to play Stanton, I think you got to take Fitz and Peterson.
Now looking at
if you just want to run one guy, I would go definitely. I'm running Peterson in all my lineups. I got him 100%.
You got him 100% across the board.
I'm running him 100% across the board.
That's the Outlier special right there.
There you go.
Looking at a guy underneath him that I don't mind, DeMarco Murray versus Baltimore. The OPRK is 24. They've been giving it up to the run. DeMarco, I don't consider him elite anymore, but I consider him above average, I would say. I think he's in play. I don't know how much I'm going to run him out, though. Maybe I'll have him in one just to have it.
He's only broken. He's only busted through the double digits twice. 3 times if you count 10.6.
Get out.
Most of his, he's only been above 10 3 times. 10.6, 18.7, and 22 in week 3 against Seattle. That's it. Everything else is 8, 3.8, 5.5, 9.9.
Now, from what we seen last time out from Tennessee, it was atrocious. It was just a really bad game. Mariota was in a good spot. It was a huge letdown. The whole team. I could see them bouncing back a little bit here versus Baltimore. It's going to be tough to pass, so it'd be interesting to see if they run heavy. I think he's in play. I don't mind the price. That's all it is. It comes down to the
I
price.
get what you're saying. But I mean, he put up 5 points against Houston. He only put up 10 points against Cleveland. 18 attempts, he only ran 59 yards against Cleveland.
I'm with you. Cleveland's been tough on the run.
You got Indy, 12 attempts, 40 yards. Miami, 14 attempts, 58 yards. Houston, 7 attempts, 31 yards. I just don't see it. And he's not been getting a lot of targets, and when he does get them, they're just the short ones, and he's not going anywhere with them.
So you much rather roll out Peterson, as you
Oh,
said.
definitely.
100%.
Definitely.
So what interest do you have in Carlos Hyde, 5,200?
Oh, I don't
Price
hate
is
Hyde.
right.
I don't hate Hyde. I'm not using him, but not because I don't like him. I just got other guys I like more. But, yeah, I don't have a problem with Hyde.
Now, what's really going to hurt Hyde is if they're playing from behind, and we're talking, 2 touchdowns? It's going to just change the whole script for them. They're not going to be running as much. And he does pass catch. He's seen 9 targets, 8 targets, and 6 targets. That's the only thing that's really appealing to me, why I have some interest in him. And I'm thinking about running him out.
Is that the quarterback in this week, or are they starting Garoppolo?
You know what? I'm pretty sure that Garoppolo's waiting a week.
If Garoppolo's playing, if there's even a chance they put Garoppolo in the second half, then I would be more than fine playing
Hyde?
Yeah, because if San Francisco can take the lead, then Hyde's going to be in the game big time.
Yeah, I like Hyde, man. 5,200, I'm going to have exposure to this guy.
It really depends on what Stanton does. I mean, I think San Francisco's actually got a decent chance of winning this game.
I think this game's close.
So if the game is close, or if San Francisco's got the lead, then yeah, Hyde can play definitely.
You know what? Is this the game that cost me that $10,000 when Fitz caught the touchdown to win it in the end zone?
Yes, it is.
The overtime. Oh, come on! This is the overtime. This is the overtime game where Fitz catches the touchdown, and I drop from third place at $5,000 to $2,000, and then the rest is just man.
That's true.
That's the game, huh?
Yeah, that was the one.
That was a close one. It was a low score, close, gritty game, and that's with Palmer in there, and you got Stanton. So, yeah, this could be a close game. If it's a close, low-scoring game, Hyde will be in play the whole time. I really like Hyde, man, at 5,200. If I don't end up running Peterson.
Even if Hyde doesn't get a touchdown, I can see him breaking 100 yards, so he's definitely in play.
What's intriguing is the targets, man, 9, 8, and 6. I'm hoping Beathard continues to play, because if that's the guy that's feeding him the targets, that's what I need. So I'm hoping they hold out on Garoppolo and give him a week just to get his feet wet, get his feet set.
Yeah, Hyde's definitely getting targets.
I can't play Mixon. The guy underneath Hyde's Mixon at 51. He didn't perform well versus Indy. He had that one little scamper for 60 yards off a short toss. I'm off Mixon. If he couldn't get it done versus Indy, what makes me think he's going to get it done versus Jacksonville? I'm not, and especially.
Yeah,
I can't touch
him.
him.
I gotta see more from Mixon before I start using him.
Henry,
he really hasn't even had a breakout week yet. I don't hate Henry as a cheap guy. Don't love the play, but I actually considered using him, but I found somebody else. But
with the timeshare, I can't touch him.
Well, that's the problem.
It's huge. If DeMarco was out, I'm all on it, but can't touch him.
I don't really see anybody down here. I mean, I'm not touching Blunt against Denver, not after what they did to what's his name last week. There's no way.
Yeah, no way, Blunt.
So,
looking at your boy, let's talk about your boy real quick. Or you know what? Let me talk about my guy first. Darkwa. You got Darkwa versus the Rams. Hyde had a good game against the Rams. Pass catching running back. Darkwa has seen 9 attempts, 21 attempts, and 8 attempts in the last 3. And he's looking at 3, 1, and 4 targets in the last 3. If you're looking to really punt at 3,800, I like him, but I'm leaning towards your guy now that I wasn't high on at all and I never wanted to play. So talk about your guy at 3,200.
Which
believe it?
guy?
Eddie Lacy, man.
Oh yeah, Mr.
Come on,
Lacy.
your boy. You got him 100%. You don't even know. Oh man,
I wasn't sure who you're talking about. I was like,
you're gonna want to be
talking
forgetting about this guy when it comes Sunday, man. Cause
no, I don't know. You know what? It's a long shot, but the coach swears that he's gonna put Lacy in as the lead back.
He's gonna
They're gonna get rid of that.
shake.
They're gonna get rid of that whole committee going away, and Lacy's going in as the lead back. Now, if he can do something in the first quarter, then he's gonna play huge the whole game. If he shows his ass in the first half, he's gonna be a shitty pick. But he's not bad, and Washington's just not that good against the run.
All right, here's a quote. We're going to start with Eddie and let him go a little bit and see where it goes from there. Now, if he gets 2 or 3 carries for 2 or 3 yards per attempt, or gets stuffed and goes backwards a yard, I mean, he could get
if that
-1
happens,
or -2. Yeah,
if that happens, I'm fine.
It's really going to depend on his first crack at it.
Yeah, it depends. It depends on what he does in the first quarter. But Washington's not great against the run, and Lacy's a pretty good running back when they give him the opportunities. He's not bad. Not great, but he's not bad.
At 3,200, if he gets you 10, you're fine.
Exactly. At 3,200, if he puts up 10, 15 points, I'm more than happy.
If you get in the red zone and he runs one in, you're all set.
Before anybody starts jumping down my throat, there's a real good possibility Eddie Lacy puts up a -2. It could happen.
Yeah, I've seen it. Not good.
But yeah, I'm running him 100% just because of his price, and I only need 10 points from him. So it gives me the opportunity to go up in a bunch of different places that I couldn't. And he's the only guy that's that cheap that I actually like this week.
Now we're looking at wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins, 9,200. I got no interest whatsoever. Savage to Hopkins. I could see maybe 1 touchdown, but even that's not going to pay off 9,200. I don't see him with the 200-plus yards. At that price,
come on. You telling me you're not going to take all the wide receivers with fucking Savage throwing the ball? You're not all in?
No, I can't, man. I'm out. I'm sitting this one out. I'm going to sit back with my popcorn. And
Number one, you don't know who the hell he's going to throw to. So even if he can connect, he gets too many targets, and you don't know who he's going to use.
Exactly. Could be Ryan Griffin for all we know.
Number two, he threw what? Number 1 in interceptions last year, or pretty close to it.
Yeah, I targeted him with defenses all last year. Anytime he
was targeted. I think you can pretty much fade anybody that catches the ball for Houston.
I'm with it, man. I'm definitely with it. I'm even sitting, if possible, due to the bye weeks, I might have to run out Fuller just in my seasonal league. But if I can, I'm going to bench him. So.
Well, you know what? If you have to run Fuller, he might catch a pass. He might get a touchdown. It could happen. I mean, it's not a total. Yeah, you're fine.
Not good. It was looking real good. It was looking like a lock. It was looking like I was going to win all my leagues this week. I got 4 of them.
Deshaun Watson getting knocked out. Deshaun Watson getting knocked out made a lot of changes in this week.
Oh man, it changed the whole week. Everybody's flip-flopping. Everybody's going back to the drawing board. It just.
Yeah, I had to redo all my lineups, all of them. I just had to redo everything.
A guy underneath Hopkins, the second highest priced wide receiver on the board. We're looking at
Mr.
Julio.
Evans.
No, Julio. Don Julio.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got Julio over on the other side there. I'm using him.
Yeah, I like him, man. The price is right, and I think this is the week. He's a Carolina killer. If you looked at his recent performances versus the Panthers, I think this is the week, man. They just pepper him with targets. Even if he catches half of them, he's going to put up the numbers. I think he breaks for 100 yards. Whether or not he gets the touchdown, I don't know, but I think he's good for about 17 DraftKings points. And at 7,800, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'd say 17 to 25 is right where he's going to be.
With the upside this guy can provide, and I don't think there's anybody on the board other than Michael Thomas that could probably match him or Tyreek, or Dez. There's another guys that are down the list. So, Evans, what do you think about Evans?
I don't love it.
Yeah, I'm off him. I'm off A.J. Green, and there's really not much to talk about. Jacksonville defense, two of the best corners in the league. Michael Thomas, we're both high on. We can agree that's the guy we're going to pair up with Breeze. If not, it's going to be his partner in crime, Ted Ginn Jr.
Yeah, it's either Thomas or Ginn. I've even got both of them in one line.
Nice. Full stack, huh?
Yeah, 4 guys.
Nice. What do you got? Ingram, Thomas, Ginn with Breeze?
Yeah, Ingram, Thomas, Ginn, and Breeze.
God damn. You're planning on a big. That's gonna go over the total, huh?
Well, right. I'm hoping they go over their. I'm hoping they make the Vegas line look stupid.
Now, underneath Thomas is Will Fuller. His price shot up to 7,000. Without Watson behind the center there.
No, you can't. I can't go there.
Savage can't make the pass to get Fuller off, so I'm completely off that play.
You know what? If Fuller was 4,500 or 5K, I'd probably go there. But at 7K with Savage throwing the ball, there's no way.
Dirty Doug Baldwin next on the list.
I don't like him. He's gonna have what's his name? That cornerback's name, Washington. Josh
Norman, not known to really shadow in this situation. I don't think he's shadow here, but
he did last week. That's why I'm off of Baldwin. He was pretty much all over that guy last week.
Yeah, I'm not big on Baldwin. I think I'm much rather.
I think if you're gonna go with the wide receiver from Seattle this week, you got to go with Richardson or Lockett.
I'm with you on that. Tyreek the Freak. What do you got versus
I
Dallas?
like Tyreek. I like him. Dallas has been giving it up.
I'm waiting on the week where he takes on Buffalo, man. I'm all over it because if you look, Tre'Davious White got burned by A.J. Green and he got burned by Robbie Anderson. What do you think Tyreek Hill is going to do to him? Not even
Buffalo?
Yeah, I think they play in 2 weeks. He's not even going to see it coming. Tyreek Hill's just going to blow by him. And it's going to be a big play.
He's so freaking fast. I mean,
big time, man. I really like, Tyreek, man. He's high on the list.
I like him against Dallas. I mean, look what he did to Oakland in Week 7. Big time
play potential. Dez Bryant's a guy underneath him, 300 cheaper, 6,400. KC's pass defense they've been giving it up the last few weeks.
I think they took the question mark. I think they took the question mark off of him.
Yeah, you gotta like Dez here. He's fine. He's firm.
He's in a decent matchup. I'm not using him, but yeah, I definitely think he's in play.
Looking at Demaryius Thomas versus Philly, I don't like him that much with Osweiler. I think he could get you. I think he could get you value, but I don't think he's going to exceed value in a way where you're going to win a slate.
I'm using him in my Osweiler lineup, but that's it.
Yeah, if you're going to pair him up with Osweiler, that makes sense. But other than that, I wouldn't touch him. Looking at Fitz. Looking at Fitz versus San Francisco. He didn't do shit all game. Last matchup, what was it, week 4? He didn't do shit all game. He was, 28% owned. I'm sitting pretty in a tournament about to take down all the money. This was the first week where they put a stop to the Sunday night 8:30 game as being the end-all, be-all to the Millie Maker and all the contests. And this was the last game. This was an overtime game. I was looking to take all the money here. And
he took 4 of 7, 32 yards. He got a touchdown. He put up 13 points. It wasn't a complete killer.
He caught the game-winning touchdown. Yep, on second down, it was 2. I think it was 2nd and 2, and they threw the ball right to him, and he was kind of double covered. He had 2 guys around him, and he just snagged it. He does what he does, man. His targets were way down.
His targets were way down last week. Is that an issue or?
That is an issue. That's why the Stanton guy, who knows, man? You don't know what you're getting out of this cat. That's why.
That's the problem. I don't think Stanton's targeting this guy. He only got 3 targets last week.
Yeah, man, it's ugly. It's real ugly, and it was versus the Rams too. So going up against San Fran. San Fran gives it up to the wide receiver. They give it up to the running back, and they give it up to the quarterback as far as fantasy points. So, I mean, Fitzgerald, if you want to take a flyer, he's a high-risk, high-reward candidate, and I'm probably going to fade him here. Next guy on the list.
Yeah, because John Brown got more targets than he did last week.
Yeah, It's just ugly, man. I think AP is the way to go. Hopefully, the game stays close enough to where AP and Hyde are both in play to benefit you and benefit me, because I'm definitely gonna roll out.
You know who I might consider this week if you really want to take an Arizona Cardinals wide receiver. I might go for J.J. Nelson.
Oh man.
3,300.
Oh boy.
He got 5 targets last week.
Yeah, he's in the punt category. If you want to throw him in there, there's room for him. I can't do it because I don't think I have to go that deep. But I mean,
No, I'm not going there either. But if somebody really wants to take a wide receiver from Arizona, I think you got to go all the way down to J.J. Nelson to find somebody worth taking.
you might be onto something. We don't know. We'll find out Sunday though.
We'll see.
Right. I don't know if I can pull that trigger, man. That's some balls.
Well,
gotta
that's
have some balls there.
That's the definition of punt.
Yeah. Deshaun Jackson, I like him, man. This guy's seeing over 5 targets per game, most likely. This game, he should do the same. He's seeing 8, 8, 6, 9, 6, 7, 7. He's right where we want him at this price, 5,500. If Winston's even half on his game versus New Orleans, in the
Yeah, he's
Superdome,
going to have to be. I think they're going to be playing from behind. I think he's going to have to be throwing the ball, and if he's got to throw the ball, Deshaun Jackson, I think, is his favorite target. So
at 5,500, and you're telling me this guy's going to see 7, 8 targets, I'm all over it. I like him over Funches. I'm actually trying to fade Funches this week. I might just have him in one, just to have him. And I'm looking to fade Funchy here at 5,400. I'd much rather have Deshaun Jackson and even Sanu. I'd rather have Mohamed Sanu in this situation. They're right around the same price. Who do you like out of the 3? If you got 5,500, you roster in Deshaun Jackson, Funches, or Sanu?
I'd probably go with Jackson, honestly.
That's where
just because I think they're going to have to throw the ball. I think it's going to be. I think they're playing from behind, and I think they have to throw the ball.
I could see this being the game of the week, man. Either this one or the Dallas one. Tampa Bay, New Orleans, and Kansas City, Dallas. Those are my 2 favorite games to really target pass catchers, and I think this is where all the fantasy value is going to come from. The value and the fantasy goodness. All the points are coming from
these mid-range. There's a lot of mid-range receivers this week that are worth a shot. And you got Jackson, you got Funches, you got Sanu, you got Sterling Shepard.
And then you got your boy Ted Ginn.
T.Y. Hilton.
Now, T.Y. Hilton, he's going to come in what? What would you say in the Millie Maker? He's probably going to be what, 25, 23% owned, 22?
No, I think that's high. I think he's going to come in around 15, 18%.
Yeah, I see him over 20. I see him over 20 at 4,900. I could be wrong. I think the Watson news helps him.
I'm using him in a couple lineups. My Brissett lineup, obviously.
Right. So who has higher ownership, Ted Ginn or Hilton for you then? Where do you see Hilton?
I think Hilton's got higher ownership than Ginn. I'm hoping Ginn comes in low because I'm using him in a couple lineups.
Just checking. Okay. Right.
Because Michael Thomas is, looks good this week, so I think a lot of people are going to get off again and go with Michael Thomas. And I think Michael Thomas and Ginn are going to be neck and neck. So
now that Watson's out, people have the money to pay up for Michael Thomas instead of taking Ginn.
Exactly.
Before I didn't have anywhere near the money to take Michael Thomas. I was taking Ginn, so makes sense.
Well, I'm using both of them. I've got both of them in one lineup, and then I've got Thomas in one lineup, and I've got Ginn in another lineup. So I'm trying to cover all the bases on that.
Okay. Looking underneath Hilton, you got Crowder. He's questionable. Who knows if he plays? I don't like him either way. I don't want to touch him. He's had one good game all season where he broke 20 DraftKings points. I'm off that. Aguilar, I'm off that. Any wide receiver versus Denver, not touching him. Paul Richardson, you like him. How many lineups you got him in?
I think I got him in all my lineups.
Okay, so you're high on Paul Rich. So
yeah, I like Richardson.
So you're taking Wilson. You're rolling him out with Richardson here. Okay, I think he's in play.
I'm running Richardson regardless. I think he's in play because I think Baldwin's going to be on Norman, and I think Norman's better than Baldwin. So I think they're going to have to throw somewhere else. So I think the guys to use are going to be Richardson and Lockett.
Okay, so they're both in play. We're off Rashard Matthews. Cooper Kupp, he should be seeing Cromartie defense. He should be guarding the slot. I'm off Cooper Kupp. If I take anybody from that team, you're looking at Woods or Watkins, and I prefer Watkins coming off the bye week. That's just my preference. He used to play for the Bills. I think he hasn't seen. I think they want to get him involved. I think they're going to want to feed him. I think he's hungry right now. I think they're going to want to feed him. I think he might be, asking for a plate right now. I think he's hungry. So I'm going with Watkins over Woods, but I think they're both in play here, and I'm off Cooper Kupp. You see any three of them that you like or no?
No, I'm not on any of them.
Josh Doxson, I'm completely off for Seattle. Corey Davis versus Baltimore, I'm off that too. I think first week back, I'll wait till the next game to give him a shot.
Yeah, I'm not going there. No, I'm not going in. I don't see anybody down here in these low numbers that I'm going for.
What about Macklin?
I don't hate Macklin, but I'm not using him. He's questionable still, and I'm not taking a risk on that. I don't want to have to redo lineups an hour before lockdown.
Now, looking at Eldrick Robinson, people aren't too familiar with this guy. He could have some big games here moving forward without Pierre Garçon. So, Eldrick Robinson and Goodwin, I think they're both in play here. 38.
Now, is Garçon out, or is he questionable?
Garçon's done. I believe he's done for the year. Toast. IR.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there he is. They go 0 next to him. Oh, yeah, out, gone.
Yep.
All right. So what do we got here?
You got Eldrick Robinson. You got Marquise Goodwin. It's a toss-up between the two who could have the good game here. I think they're both in play. If you're going to punt, they're in the pool.
I think between the two, if I got to pick, I'm going to go with Goodwin.
Can't fault you there. Willie Snead, I'm completely off at 3,800, but man, if he had a breakout week, I would not be surprised because they haven't got him acclimated in the offense yet, and I think it's just a matter of time before he has a breakout game or becomes relevant with 15 points, 4 or 5 catches, gets in the end zone. This guy showed good upside last year, and we haven't seen it, so wouldn't surprise me if he has a breakout week. Taylor Gabriel.
Are we talking about Willie Snead?
Yeah, man. You would think the guy came back, 2-3 games ago, and nothing.
Yeah, he's played. Hang on a second.
On the 30th.
Week 6 and week 8. He didn't play week 7. He got 3 targets in week 6 and only caught 1 of them, and then he didn't do anything in week 8. Yeah, I'm not going there. That's a wait and see for me.
Taylor Gabriel. This guy had a couple good games last year, man, where he won some people some money. Hasn't done shit all season. The offense looks a mess. Him and he's like another one. Him and Snead. I could see Gabriel having a breakout week. I could see it. I just don't have the balls to play it. And I don't think I want to waste any money giving him a shot. So, wouldn't surprise me. Mike Wallace, questionable.
He put up 0.7 in week 8. So yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
Ryan Grant, he's seen an uptick in targets as of late. I'm off him and due to the matchup versus Seattle. Brandon Coleman, he's a guy that's been getting a few looks here and there, gotten in the end zone a few times recently. 3,400, the price is right. There's just no guarantees, high risk. Nobody else I see down here I like. You talked about J.J. Nelson. I don't think I could do it. Guy I'm looking at here, I was looking at him earlier in the week. We didn't talk about it, but Dante Moncrief at 3,200. This isn't a sexy play. This isn't something, this isn't the lock button play of the week. This isn't any of that. He got 1 target last week versus Cincinnati defense. He saw 4-7, 3-3-3, 8-4 prior to that. His highest DraftKings points of the season was 12 versus Seattle and 11.7. This guy dropped a touchdown, I believe, in the Tennessee game, if I'm not mistaken. And he's been a letdown all year for the most part. But
yeah, he's only got 1 touchdown against Seattle this year. That's it.
Yeah, extreme punt play. All right, I got a guy.
Yeah,
here.
I think if you're going to go down to 3,200, you got better options than Moncrief.
Here's somebody I brought up. These three players here will probably be the end of it for the wide receiver position. Bryce Butler we're off because Beasley's playing. He cleared the concussion protocol. He's good to go. I wanted to use Butler in one or two spots. Can't use him. Off of him. Look at DeMarcus Robinson. This is a guy I brought up to you. Wilson is out. If you look at Wilson up top a little bit here, Albert Wilson is out, right? You got Tyreek Hill, and you're going to have DeMarcus Robinson. Last game, versus Denver, saw one target, caught the ball for 5 yards, right? Versus Oakland, he saw 8 targets, 5 receptions, 69 yards. And before that, he saw 5 targets, 1 reception, 16 yards. I think he's in play at 3,200, and I will have him. I don't know if I'll pair him up in my Alex Smith lineup, because you know I'm going to make multiple lines. I might pair him up with Alex Smith and then have like a Kelsey, DeMarcus Robinson, Alex Smith, or maybe a Tyreek Hill, Robinson Smith. There's going to be some combination I throw out there.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. If you need somebody at 3,200, he's definitely playable, and it opens up other options.
It's the highest total on this slate.
If you really want to price up your other players, you run Robinson and Lacey in the lineup. You can pretty much do whatever you want with the rest of your lineup.
This game, Kansas City opened at 26. The live is 25.75, so it's right there. They're giving 2.5 points to Kansas City, so it's projected for Dallas to have, 3-point cushion in this game. I think they're going to be throwing the ball here, so that's why I like DeMarcus.
Yeah, Kansas City, they've only dropped 0.25, so...
Highest total on the slate, man. They're going to be slinging the football.
Dallas has gone up 3.25, so...
They're going to be throwing the football on both sides.
That looks like it's going to be a good game to take targets from.
Another 2 players that are right in the price here, right in the price range. Russell Shepard and Curtis Samuel. They said they wanted to ease Samuel in from the report. He's expected to earn more opportunities in Carolina offense after Kelvin Benjamin was traded to Buffalo. I read another report that said they want to ease him in. I don't know what that means. It seems like they're going to need him out there, regardless if they want to limit him or not. Shepard, Samuel. I don't really have any interest in these two because I think it's just a toss-up. I think if you want to target this game, you think Cam goes off, then make a lineup with one of each. But as far as picking out which one's going to have the breakout game, I can't do it. I'd much rather take Robinson, a guy that I know has seen targets before and able to catch the ball. You don't know anything about this Shepard, Samuel, if they even show up. It's a one.
Yeah, I honestly don't see anything. I don't see anything down here, and anything left that I like down here. I think we're pretty much done with wide receiver.
Looking at the tight end position, we got Ertz versus Denver. To beat Denver, target tight end.
I love Ertz. I don't like the Q.
The Q, man. I don't like the price. I can't pay up. I don't pay up for tight end unless it's Gronk in a beautiful spot there. Kelsey, I'll pay up for him. I can't do it.
Ertz. Kelsey killed Denver last week.
What kills me is there's no upside here, man. There really isn't. Ertz hasn't topped 20 DraftKings points all season long, and at 6,800, I'm going to want over 20 DraftKings points. If you give me 15, that's a letdown for me. I mean, it's cool. Hey, he didn't burn me. The guy caught 2 touchdowns off 2 targets for 18 yards and had 15.8 DraftKings points versus Carolina. He just hasn't cracked 20 DraftKings points. At this price, I mean, Gronk's 7,400. I'd take Gronk, a player like Gronk, over Ertz just due to the fact that Gronk's got the upside to get you 30.
Yeah, but he's getting the targets. I mean, look at his targets.
Oh, I'm with it. He's safe. He's safe,
and then
man.
take his week 7 targets, his yardage from week 7, and match it up with 2 touchdowns he got in week 6, and you got a 30-point score. I mean, he's got the upside. He just hasn't gotten it yet. He's got to break out. He's got to have a game up around 25, 30 points, and this could be the week he does it.
And he'll come in low owned because it's versus Denver. So I'm with you there. Ertz is in play. He's got a Q tag. His ownership's going to be cut in half just due to that Q tag. So
that's why I'm off him because of the Q tag. But I think that if he does play, he could definitely have a breakout game this week.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it. I agree with you. I don't know if I could get there and pay that price. We'll see what happens. Travis Kelce versus Dallas. I think he's in play. I'm not worried about the OPRK. This is one of Alex Smith's favorite targets. And Dallas, as of late, has been giving it up to the tight end. So you know what? I think they're ranked 26th, if I'm not mistaken, last time I checked. So I'm with Travis Kelce here in this matchup. If I had to take him or Ertz, and I was in a $3 GPP, I would take Kelce. If I was in a cash game, I'd take Ertz. Put it like that. You know, if I'm trying to win a 10-man winner takes all, the safe play is Ertz, and I'm going with
Ertz is more consistent. You got guaranteed points there pretty much.
Right. Ingram, I'm totally off, man, versus the Rams at 5,600. At this price range, I like Jimmy Graham. 5,000. He showed the upside the last two games. One of the games could have been better if he would have caught the touchdown that he dropped. 5,000. That's my guy in that price range. Witten, I don't mind, but it's not a sexy play. It's not a win you a slate play.
Now Jordan Reed is out, so Vernon Davis is definitely in play and he's cheap.
That's your boy. Okay, between Jack Doyle and Vernon Davis, you got 4,300. Who you rolling out?
That's a tough call, man. It's a tough call. I like Doyle, but Davis. When Reed's not in, Davis is the man.
I'm with you. He's seen 4 targets each game. Most of those games in the last 3, it's been with Reed there. He's still seeing 4 targets. So, yeah, you would think it would up a little bit, maybe 6, 7 targets in this game here for Seattle. Seattle, they guard the outside pretty well, so you would think it'd be Vernon Davis seeing most of the targets here. So, yeah, he's in play. I prefer Doyle versus Houston. Jimmy Graham had a killer game versus Houston. Doyle just sees too many targets, and at this price.
Well, my favorite tight ends this week. My favorite tight ends this week is Doyle and Jimmy Graham. I mean,
yeah, that's it.
But I don't hate Davis. I don't hate Davis. If you want to take somebody from Washington, Davis is the guy to take.
If you're looking down a little bit, I'm off Hooper. I'm off Tyler Kroft. I'm not paying $3,900 for Tyler Kroft.
Tell me you're not going to take Kittle again.
Kittle, Ed Dixon, and Ryan Griffin due to the Tom Savage safety blanket. I think Ryan Griffin could put up 10 DraftKings points, maybe get in the box. I'm not.
Yeah, he's 3K. He's 3K. He could put up 10 points.
That could be that guy out of nowhere that just puts up 20 DraftKings points, and you're just like, wow.
Now, if you really want to punch your tight end, Derby doesn't look horrible this week.
Yeah, your boy Derby's sneaky. I don't mind him. He's coming in low owned.
You got Derby. You got O.J. Howard.
And Ben Watson. That's as low as I'm going there. I like Ben Watson a little bit. And if
all those guys who got 10 points. I think all 3 of those guys can put up 10 points, and at that price, that's all you need.
Wacko for Flacco, man. Ben Watson and Macklin. And Flacco throws 3 touchdowns this week. What do you think?
I think you're out of your fucking mind, but hey.
Hey, I think that big hit. I think that big hit from Alonso.
You think that big hit knocked something loose?
Yeah, I think it unleashed something. I think
he was fucking confused. I saw that hit.
Did you see that?
He thought he was home. He was looking for his breakfast.
He looked so fucking lost. He looked so lost.
It looked like a lost puppy, dude. He got hit so freaking hard, man. That wasn't even funny. I mean, it was a good hit, though. I mean, everybody was bitching about it, but it was a clean hit.
Yeah,
he tried to edge out those extra yards, and he slid late. It was his fault.
Yeah, when you run, that's what you.
Now, you know what? He could have picked his shoulder up. But, I mean, if you had a chance to take out the quarterback and get away with it.
Hey, man, all is fair in football. That it's a big boy game. You got to expect that hit. If you don't get your ass down, expect the hit. That's just
you know what, though? Flacco was having a good game right up until that point, man. It was
what I'm saying.
Probably his breakout game. So, yeah, I don't hate Flacco this week. As long as
I really don't. We see this once per season, it seems like. Once or twice, or maybe, once every 2 seasons at this point, you would say. That guy's going to break out one of these games, man. It's just, no one's going to see it coming. I think
he's going to be low-owned. He's going to put up 35, 40 points, and nobody's going to see it coming.
This could be the week, man, where it wins somebody all the money. We saw I believe it was last season or 2015. 2015, 2016, we saw that. It was the Wacko for Flacco week. I don't recall what it was exactly, who it was against, but
I know his ownership was like 5 or 6%. It was ridiculously low.
Might have been lower than that.
He won a lot of people. He won a lot of people money that week.
Yeah, whoever rostered him is just, unless you messed up the other spots, it was gold.
Well, the only people that rostered him were the people that were running 150 lineups, honestly. I mean, nobody else has touched him.
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, man. Defense, you got your boys, the Jags. Jags, Texans, Cardinals, Seahawks, possibly the Saints.
I still like Houston as defense. I know, I mean, they're not going to be doing shit on offense, but they can lose the game by 7, 10 points and still put up a huge number on the defense.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
So if you don't believe in Brissett this week, you can definitely play the Texans.
Brissett's taking
I'm
the
not
sack,
going there because I like Brissett this week, so I'm not taking Houston, but they could definitely put up 15, 20 points this week.
So you got Jaguars, Texans, Cardinals. Out of those three, I would say Jags, Texans.
Out of those three, I would definitely go with Jaguars.
Out of the Jaguars and Seahawks, who are you taking?
Jaguars. Seahawks.
Okay, Jaguars and Saints, if you don't believe in Winston and you think the Saints defense has stepped it up.
You know, the Saints defense has been really, really good. But they only put up huge points a couple of times. For the most part, I mean, you're looking at points. It doesn't matter who wins the game. Defense can play awesome and only put up 10 points.
Due to the high total, I'm not touching Saints defense, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm not going there with the Saints defense. No way. I'm not taking either side in that one.
So you got Jags still. Jags or Eagles? Here's the question right here. Jags or Eagles? Who you rolling with? I don't know. It depends on what that dude does. I mean, I got Eagles. I'm just rolling with the chalk here. I remember that week where it was just like a no-brainer, and it's like, yeah, they put up 20 points. We expected them to put up 20 points. Why did I take a different defense? It really depends on whether or not you think Osweiler's gonna show up this week. I mean, he's gotta prove himself. So I mean, if he gets three touchdowns, that's gonna hurt Philly's defensive numbers. Right. But if he's throwing a bunch of interceptions, I mean, it could go either way. So you got to decide what you think about Osweiler before you can decide whether or not you want to take Philly. All right, so Jaguars, Texans. If Semien was playing, I'd be all over Philly. Seahawks, Eagles. I don't really care for the Rams all that much. I think they could put up 10 plus maybe. You know what? If they do it, I'll miss it. Ravens versus Tennessee. They've been really good defending the pass. Their run defense is still suspect. I think the Ravens could have a good game here, especially if Mariota comes out there looking like he did last game. So Ravens are in play. Broncos are cheap, but you know what? It's Wentz. He's been looking good. Shit. I'm not going. The Ravens put up 29 points last week. How did I miss that? Yeah, man. I had them in all my league contests. Holy shit. I completely missed that one. In one of my leagues, I actually rostered I picked them up off the waiver wire. I picked up Cincinnati just to be different in one. Damn. And Cincinnati put up 15 and Baltimore put up 29. So, and that was the league I lost by 7 points too. So just by not, you know, I go with, they're in play. Mariota? Ravens are in play. If I need them, I'm taking Mariota. How many interceptions has Mariota given up this year? It's not even that, man. He just looked horrible. He had one of his worst games of the season last time out. So but the defensive points come from interceptions and sacks. Yeah, it's tough passing the ball on Baltimore. That's the whole thing. The game's in Tennessee, so it's in Tennessee's favor here. They could run the ball. If they're successful running the ball, Mariota's going to have a decent game because he's going to be able to pick up first downs. He's not going to have to rely on the pass as much. Ultimately, Baltimore puts up those points by the pick. They get the pick sixes and shit. If they don't have those opportunities, they're not going to put up those points. Yeah, fumbles, turnovers. That's what leads to points, sacks, interceptions, pick sixes. I'm just saying they're in play. They're in play. I think they could put up. Yeah, they're in play. I mean, they could put up 12, 14 points, but I don't think you're going to see a 29 this week out of them. Now, let's talk about the sleeper defense here that I think is gaining popularity by the day, by the hour. The Colts defense. Did you just say? Oh, I thought you said Cleveland. No, man, they're not even playing this week. Check this out. Colts defense. Tom Savage. It was a thing. It doesn't matter whose defense is going up against. Yeah, I'm all over the Colts. You talked me into it earlier. But hold on.
I got a little. If I got the money, I'm rolling with Philly, man. If I got the money, I'm rolling with Philly. I'm rolling with Baltimore. I'm rolling with Jacksonville. Without a doubt.
I think Philly's risky.
But listen,
I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but I think Philly's risky because Osweiler could show up this week.
okay, I see that, but we're talking about something totally different now. The Colts defense. If I like my lineup and I need the punt defense, it's Colts. The problem is Vontae Davis got ruled out earlier today. Their top corner. So if you think Savage can muster up some touchdowns, I mean, it's there for the taking, man. It's there for the taking. And I think Brissett is going to put points on the board to force Savage to throw the ball. Now, what happens when he throws the ball is what happens. That's why this play is real risky, but it can go either way.
How bad is the Colts second? I mean, they've got two good cornerbacks.
Without Vontae Davis, it's not looking good, man. Not. Colts give it up, man. Cincinnati couldn't capitalize. That was the problem. Cincinnati couldn't capitalize on. Now,
I know, but we're talking about Savage here. Fuck.
Yeah, Savage fucking sucks, man. That's why I think the Colts here, if you got to punt them at 2,000, I could see them putting up 10, 7, 6. You know, if you need, like I said, if you need the savings, you love your lineup. We've seen millie makers, tournaments. We've seen teams. Usually you need that defense of the week. You need that 20, that 30 points. Well, if nobody puts it up this week and the highest defense is Jacksonville with 15, then your Colts defense at 8, and you got all the right players and your team's looking pretty, you're fine with that. That 8 will be.
Well, yeah, it frees up $1,800. It frees up $1,800. That's a big chunk.
Exactly, man. So if I love my lineup and I got to take the Colts defense, I'm taking them. If not, I'm not forcing them in. I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm starting my lineup with the Colts defense. No, if I need them, I'm going with it. If not, I'm paying up. That's just simple as that. Ravens, Eagles. I mean, you can go with the Seahawks, Texans, Jaguars. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah, I'm looking at. Right now, I'm using Jaguars and Colts. That's what I'm using. Now, I can see your point on the Eagles, but I think Osweiler's an unknown, so I think that makes the Eagles' defense risky, which is the only reason I'm off of them. Like I said, if Semien was still quarterback, I'd be all over Philly. But with Osweiler in there, there's no telling what he's going to do this week.
All right, Osweiler. We're going to end it on that note. We went over an hour. I don't want to break the YouTube policy video length here. We covered everything, man. That's it for the DFS Outlier, the DFS Wolfpack. I am the Wolf of Fantasy Sports. Good luck to everybody in their contests.